Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to talk about how I saved over $100,000 at 23 years old. So let's get started. I've seen a lot of people in other videos where they've made $100,000 or they have over $100,000 or they're making $200,000, whatever it may be. But they have their own company, or they have a business that they're running, or they're self-employed, or they've never gone to college, so they've had time to build their business in the meantime. Yes, it's great. I'm very happy for them, and I'm so glad that they get to that point. However, I just haven't seen too many videos about the traditional steps of, going and getting an education, going to college, get a degree, find a good paying job, and then save your money from there. There have been a few videos about that, but not very many. So I thought I would like to make this video and to show you guys and give you guys some hope that it is possible, because that's exactly what I've done. I've just been working as an employee, and I just saved a lot. I was an aggressive saver, am an aggressive saver, and I haven't had any sort of side hustles or businesses that I started, and was still able to save $100,000. So to explain how I got to this point, I'm going to start with going to the right college and choosing the right major. So what I mean by right college is I went in-state, and I also took courses at a community college, general courses that all students should take. This way it cut down on costs overall for those first couple of years as an undergraduate student. At the time, the university provided scholarships to all of those who stayed in state and went directly from high school to their college in state. And so I got that scholarship, and I was able to go to school for the first, I think, 2 to 3 years without having to pay anything. And then the fourth year, I paid about half, and then I also had my parents who paid about the other half. And then for my master's degree, again, I paid for half of that, and then my parents paid for the other half. So that was a big one. But again, even if my parents weren't there to help me with those last 2 years, I know that I would have found another way. I wouldn't have gotten into debt. I wouldn't have taken out any loans or any money. I probably would have, instead of investing the money that I got from my internship, I probably would have used that to pay for college. Or at the very least, I probably would have found another internship that I could apply to. So there are many, many internships out there. If you just apply and just continue to apply, you'll probably get at least something, and something is better than nothing. And then I majored in engineering. So I had gotten a bachelor's degree and a master's degree in computer engineering. And I graduated in 2020, so just last year, with engineers, especially in the STEM field. Those are all categories where you'll be able to get a high-paying job right out of college, and that's exactly what happened. Based on how many years I had to go to school and my entry-level salary, I was able to get a much higher return on my investment. So I only had to go for 4 years or 5 years because I got my master's degree. But I started off with $100,000, and I do know that even if I had just gotten my bachelor's degree, I would have at least gotten $80,000. So that's one of the things, is you got to choose the right major and go to the right school. The next thing is to get an internship while you're an undergraduate student. So if you're someone who is still in college, or you're in high school and you don't know what to major in, or just unsure about the future, definitely invest in an internship where they'll pay you to gain experience in that area, and you'll be much more likely to actually find a full-time job at that company or at that place. So you have a lot more leverage, so to speak. From junior year on, I was working as an intern. I was getting paid $24 an hour because I had an internship at one of the engineering positions that I wanted to be a part of. And I was working about 10 hours a week. I was living at home, so I was able to save all the money that I gotten from this internship. And I put it all into a Roth IRA. I had started getting my internship in 2017, so about 3 or 4 years ago. So at the time, that's when I started maxing out my Roth IRA and saving as much as I could. I tried to live on as little as possible. I tried to spend very little, unless if it was necessities. So that was a big one. I saved as much as I could, invested it all, and I spent as little as I could. And then that leads me to the next thing, is when I saved everything I could, I invested it all. So everything I saved, I invested. All the money that I had in my Roth IRA, I invested in low index funds and ETFs. And I just continued to do this, religiously, and I was pretty consistent with it. Every time I got a paycheck, whatever I could invest, I did. And then if I didn't max out my Roth IRA yet, I would put all that money into my Roth IRA first. Once that was maxed out, then I would just put it into my brokerage account and then invest it through there. So that's what I had done. And then the next thing is I started working full time. And once I started working full time, I still continued to max out my Roth IRA, but instead I also maxed out my 401k. So I had a traditional 401k from my company and I maxed that out. So I just maxed out all of my tax advantage accounts. And then after that, whatever I had left over, I would put it into my brokerage account and then invest that. So that's all I had done. And I was just consistent with it. And so for the past year or so, I've been investing, continuing to invest. I'm still investing. And then I think it was the end of last year, probably December or January of this year, when I hit $100,000 in total, including my 401k, Roth IRA, and all of that. There was nothing much to it, and that's why I say that anyone can do what I had just done. All I did was basically go to school. I got an education in engineering. I went and got my master's degree, and then I started working full time. And in this whole time, during junior year on, I saved all my money, I invested it, and I just waited. So there's really nothing much to it. I mean, that's all I had done, and now I'm over $100,000, and I was able to hit that by the time I was 23. So that's all the tips I have. That's what I did, and that's how I was able to get to where I'm at right now. I'm continuing to invest. I'm just doing the same thing over again. I'm just maxing out my 401k, my Roth IRA, putting what's left over in my tax advantage account, all put into ETFs, and just doing it that way. So I hope you guys found this useful or helpful. If you didn't, then please don't let me know. If you did find it helpful and it helped you a little bit, then please like, subscribe, and share. And if you'd like me to go into more detail about anything, please comment below, and thanks for watching. Bye.